Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Um, so, welcome, welcome to the Satsang workshop. Today, I think we will focus on what is inner yoga in context of the 8 limbs of yoga that Maharishi Patanjali established. I think there were. Let's just. It's a 4 or 5 minute video around the introduction of Ramashram Satsang Mathura, which was established by my grandfather, Guru Maharaj Chaturved Sahaji in 1930. Since then, in India, we have been, and in Hindi, this has been shared with very freely, throughout the country. This English session is, different from that perspective, just from a language perspective in a way. Today, I think, as we are preparing to have a virtual global session on International Yoga Day, we'll just, revisit how satsang, as defined by Guru Maharaj, is similar to yoga, and where it is, it focuses slightly differently on it, and that's where I think we'll define inner yoga, which is integral part of satsang. So let's look at the intro video, and then I'll speak for a few minutes, and then we'll practice this meditation in silence on this transcendental light. So let's have the intro video now.
Namaskar, everyone. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Inner Peace Workshop organized by Ramashram Satsang Mathura. Ramashram Satsang Mathura is a non-profit organization that strives to promote peace, harmony, and spiritual growth among individuals. The Inner Peace Workshop is a step towards achieving this goal. The workshop will help you explore your inner self and discover the peace that lies within you. Let us start with a brief history of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. On November 3rd, 1883, a noble soul, Param Sant Dr. Chaturbhut Sahaji, was born in the northern Indian province of Etah. He would later become the founder of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. He studied Urdu, Farsi, English, Hindi, and Sanskrit. He had a degree in electrohomeopathy and possessed basic knowledge of Ayurveda that he used for selfless social service. Dr. Chaturbhut Sahaji, our Guru Maharaj, met Lalaji Maharaj, his Guru, also known as Dada Guru, during the course of his Ayurveda practice in Fatehgarh. Over the years, their association gradually deepened. During an epidemic, they had the opportunity to spend more time together. Guru Maharaj experienced an indescribable dissemination of intrinsic power towards him whenever he was in the company of Dada Guru. It was during this time that Dada Guru passed on the knowledge of this unique method of meditation to Guru Maharaj. There were no spoken words or scriptures read. There was just a silent transfer of knowledge, reliving the Guru-disciple tradition yet again. Our system of meditation is based on what Guru Maharaj learned from Dada Guru that day. In 1919, Dada Guru directed Guru Maharaj to propagate this system of meditation to as many seekers as possible. Guru Maharaj, upholding the ethics of the Guru Shishya Parampara, followed his Guru's directive in letter and spirit. He dedicated his entire life towards propagating this little-known but unique method of meditation and influenced thousands of spiritual seekers who he came into contact with, without any discrimination based on religion, social, or economic status. Due to Guru Maharaj's efforts and Dada Guru's blessing, the satsang's popularity increased at a fast pace. In 1931, Dada Guru Maharaj personally attended the first spiritual congregation, or Bhandara, organized by Guru Maharaj in Etah, where he used to reside during that time. Let us now explore the origins of Dada Guru, also known as Param Sant Sri Ramachandra Ji Maharaj. He was born in 1873 in Manipuri in northern India. He studied English, Urdu, and Farsi and worked as a government official in Farrukhabad. Although as a young man, Lalaji, as he was lovingly called, imbibed religious virtues from his mother, his spiritual journey did not truly begin until he received initiation from a spiritually enlightened man, Maulana Shah Fazl Ahmad Khan Sahib, also known as Hazur Maharaj, a follower of Islam. This great Sufi saint, Hazur Maharaj, took the revolutionary step of imparting spiritual knowledge to a disciple who was not a follower of his own religion, thus exemplifying that spirituality is above and beyond the barriers of religion, caste, and creed. He facilitated the enlightenment of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji, thus setting in motion the events that would culminate in the establishment of Ramashram Satsang. The Rs 150 commemorative coin that you see here was released recently, marking the 150th birth anniversary week of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji. It is a tribute to a saint who promoted the evolution of human consciousness, thus rendering a great service to mankind, and with whose blessings Ramashram Satsang Mathura came into being. Let us now introduce some other saints in the Ramashram Satsang family. An epitome of piety, purity, and compassion, Jia Ma was spiritually empowered and had been declared spiritually proficient by three gurus, Dada Guru Maharaj, Mahatma Raghuveer Dayalji, and Fakir Maulana Abdul Ghani Khan Sahib. This was unprecedented at that time. For Jia Ma, all followers were her children. She treated everyone in the family with love and compassion and tirelessly attended to the ones who needed help. Pandit Mihilal Ji and Guru Maharaj's eldest son, Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji, conducted satsang activities under Jia Ma's guardianship. Pandit Mihilal Ji played a very important role and made extensive contributions to the propagation and proliferation of the satsang. The current form of the satsang in India is mainly due to Pandit Ji Maharaj's ardent hard work. He held the important post of the editor of the Sadhan magazine for several years, and his contribution to the satsang literature has been immense. Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji worked closely with Pandit Ji in shaping the satsang. Subsequently, several prominent personalities like Hemendra Kumar Ji and Narendra Kumar Ji served the satsang and are continuing to do so. One of them is respected Sanjeev Kumar Ji. Sanjeev Kumar Ji is a meditation practitioner with over 40 years of experience. He has been facilitating guided meditation sessions in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area and across the US for the last 2 decades. Sanjeev Ji is also the president of Ramashram Satsang Mathura Incorporated. He believes that by following the meditation technique developed by his grandfather, Guru Maharaj Ji, it is possible to reduce the impact of stress, anxiety, and depression that modern life places on the mind and body. He is strongly motivated to make a meaningful impact in people's lives and increase the peace and happiness we can experience day to day by following the peaceful lifestyle promoted by the principles of satsang. Throughout the workshop, you will be guided by an experienced spiritual leader, Sanjeev Ji, who will help you learn the technique to find inner peace and overcome stress, anxiety, and negative emotions. You will also have the opportunity to interact with other like-minded individuals during the breakout session after the meditation. Here, during the question and answer session, you will be able to ask any questions that you may have after experiencing the meditation session. We believe that inner peace is essential for a fulfilling life, and we hope that this workshop will help you find that peace within yourself. We urge you to approach the workshop with an open mind, be receptive to new ideas and techniques, and participate actively in the session. We wish you a rewarding and enriching experience during the workshop. Thank you for joining us today.
So happy Saturday, everyone. I'm glad we're here. So we will practice this unique meditation pretty soon. And I just want to summarize a few things as we go into it. So one, it's as it said, it's a very unique um, process. So we need to differentiate sats. So these workshops I started with the primary focus of how we should define satsang as Guru Maharaj propagated it. So one of the aspects was like, okay, so what is satsang? Because there are kirtans, there's chanting that's also called satsang, but Guru Maharaj called that outer satsang versus inner satsang, which we will practice now. And in this process, what I realized was that satsang can also be described in the backdrop of yoga philosophy. So yoga, as physical exercises and breathing exercises, asanas and pranayams, everybody understands fairly well. But we kind of, if we step back and we look at the definition of yoga and satsang are pretty much the same. So yoga is union, and union with what? So with one's energy with the transcendental energy. That's how I would simply, define yoga. And satsang is the same thing. Sat is the transcendental energy, and sang is to be with. So one is to be with transcendental energy. The other one translates to the union with transcendental energy. Now, if we then go a little further into the definition of yoga, and Yuan, if you could bring the 8 limbs. So Maharishi Patanjali, who was one of the early fathers of the yoga philosophy, he pulled together 8 limbs. So if yoga was a body, these 8 limbs would be parts of that body, and all limbs need to be nourished, and they need to flourish together. All 8 limbs need to be addressed, not 1 or 2, if you want to get to the ultimate goal of being with this transcendental energy and eventually become that transcendental energy through the union, which is yoga. So now, if we look at these 8 limbs, on the right side, asanas and pranayams, physical exercises and breathing exercises, and then yam and niyam, which are the behavioral traits that you want to acquire and give up if you want to really achieve the eventual goal of yoga. So if the right side we call the foundational limbs, the left side is what I refer to as inner yoga. So interestingly, half of the 4, looking inwards, manifestation, meditation, and higher consciousness, that is the resulting aspect of it. All these 4 are integral part of the 8 limb framework that Maharishi Patanjali pulled together. So if we want to actually get to the core goal of the union with transcendental energy, then we need to focus on these 4 as well. Guru Maharaj kind of flipped it. He found that everybody was spending more time on the right side. He said, no, if you focus more on the left side, and that would lead you to not only practice healthy living, which is asanas and pranayams, and inculcate better behaviors, if you control your mind. So that was the basic crux of his, kind of flipping how you want to approach yoga. So, Yuan, if you bring in, or actually, hold on a second. So, Ashtanga Yoga, which is 8 limbs of yoga, is the framework of 8 limbs that defines all aspect of any yogic practice. So there are lots of variations of, you will hear Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, and even Vedanta and all, Sankhya Yoga and Buddhi Yoga. So all these variations are yogic practices because they, in some way, shape, or form, address these 8 limbs. So what Guru Maharaj emphasized was that if you focus on inner yoga, then the 4 aspects. So the thing is, if we look at Guru Maharaj's approach, simplification, approaching it in a very, very like, how do we cut out the frills? How do we focus on the real goal? If inner peace and yoga, the real yoga, which translates to union with the transcendental energy, then it is to be something that we turn more inwards. So that's limb number 5. And then concentrate, which is like manifest on this transcendental energy, go deeper into meditation with it, and which will result in higher consciousness. So these 4 limbs, if we focus on inherently, and this I have seen through my practice and through folks who have actually followed this practice, behavior change just intrinsically happens if you focus on inner yoga. Now, the other aspect that is important is there are so many different types of meditation. What you manifest changes. What you manifest changes, and this guided aspect, sometimes people think, it's only breathing exercises and breathing meditations that are guided, and you are guided throughout the meditation, which I think is like spoon feeding. Here, it's deep, silent meditation on transcendental energy. So you're concentrating, you're manifesting transcendental energy. And in the process, you actually go deep, much deeper into meditation than some of the other variations. So let's, and the guided aspect is like, since I started this practice when I was 16, every session starts with instructions, because our mind is so fickle, just, has to be instructed again and again and again. And still, what we find is that concentrating your mind is like taming a wild horse, to put it lightly. So first aspect of this practice is inward orientation. So how do we do that? Like, eyes lightly closed, and then you try to manifest a concentration object is transcendental energy. So I'll go into the instruction mode now. So sit in a relaxed posture, eyes lightly closed, because we want to focus inwards on our heart, and make sure that with eyes lightly closed, we are looking at our body, that there is no strain, there is no distraction, because every time the body moves, your mind moves with it. So relaxed posture, eyes lightly closed, and now you feel the presence of this transcendental energy right here, right now, in front of us. And that transcendental energy in form of light is entering our heart. And from there, it's distributing throughout our body. And we're becoming completely and totally immersed with this light, getting enlightened. Our heart is getting enlightened, and our entire body is then, getting filled with this uplifting, positive energy. Now, what happens is natural process is that the mind will wander away. You have to bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that we are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light. That light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are getting totally immersed in this light. Every single time that you realize that your mind has wandered away, you have to just, during this meditation, you can, before and after, you can do other asanas, pranayams, anything that helps you concentrate, chanting, etc. During this meditation, we have to go into deep silent meditation on this transcendental energy in form of light that's entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we're getting totally immersed, and we're becoming this energy. We'll start with music. Traditionally, those prayers, transform that into music. So we'll start with music to help the concentration, then music will fade away. We'll go into deep silent meditation, and then we'll transition out with music again. And then after the meditation, we'll talk a little bit about some of the other aspects of inner yoga. Let's start. So happy Saturday, everyone. So uh, before we open up for interaction, um, a few quick announcements. So one on, I think slowly we're going to open up these sessions a little more. Um, in the early experimentation, I wanted to keep it very intimate. So International Yoga Day, June 21st, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern. We want to do a virtual global session where we will include some of the folks who joined in the Indian workshops that we did, or workshops that we did in India, in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Jaipur. So same focus, on the yoga day, we want to talk about inner yoga and how yoga is more than physical exercises. Second, next weekend, there is a repeat session in Bangalore. My brothers are going there, and while we will have the same session at 10 also, but 1.5 hours before that, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, there will be the live session from Bangalore. Another one, interesting one, and Luz, if you could join us for that one in person, I will have an in-person session where I'm expecting, folks from throughout US here in Vienna, Virginia. So I'm calling it Satsang for the next generation, especially for people who are already engaged in the Hindi sessions. Some of their, the next generation is like, oh, we don't really follow Hindi as much. So English sessions for the next generation. So, that would be, again, online as well and open for everyone, but in person here in the Virginia, the Vienna Community Center in Vienna, Virginia. And another thing is, we'll probably talk a little more about that once. So I am starting a beta program of the 5-week online course on Satsang Masterclass. So that should probably be available in sometime in July. So working on that. And so some familiar faces, Liz, Kelly, and today we have Warren. He went through some very, difficult rehab. Warren, how are you?
I am doing better than excellent. How are you doing? And everybody on this line is so good to come back.
You welcome back. You just made my day, my week, my month. Just so glad to have you here. And actually, Vinodji, who also went through a very, very serious rehab, he is back in US after some time in India. He's doing much better too. So I'll ask him to join these sessions as well. Hopefully he will join. So
awesome.
Yeah, just to hear that you're doing better than excellent, just to hear that, it just phenomenal. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I am you will hear some noise in my background, so I am figure I was sneaking in between the noise. I came in a little late, but it's so glad to be here today, and I see a lot of familiar new faces too.
Right,
So
right, right.
I'm not going to unmute myself because I'm not in decent order, but
That's fine.
it's just beautiful being here. Thank you.
Great. So Amreen and Salim, how are you? Any questions, comments? Anything to share? Quick intro. While we wait for that, so Luz, how are you?
Happy Saturday, everyone. Apologies, I completely forgot about the in-person session. And so I would have been there, but
Wow. So
I'm so
I'll blame
sorry.
that on Shivangi then.
No, don't. Definitely blame it on me.
I'm kidding. So, no, I actually thought of sending you a quick note, but
no,
I was also out for a wedding yesterday, so.
Oh, that's nice.
Very nice. It was, yeah, in the, rural Virginia. It was beautiful, beautiful.
Only imagine. That sounds beautiful. It was a bit of a stressful week towards the end, so I just lost track of things, but I did manage to meditate here and there, which was helpful. Today's meditation, as always, was very good. And I don't know that I have a whole lot to say. Sorry about that, but I think it's great to see everybody, and welcome back, Warren. I remember Warren. I don't know if Warren remembers me, so I'm very thankful that your health is good, and welcome back. And it's just good to see everybody and good to meditate with you all.
Thank you. It's nice hearing your voice as well.
Thank you, Warren.
Yeah. And Kelly, good to see you again. So, yeah, Amreen, she's saying it drove me to a very peaceful state. It's, a beautiful statement there. And it's a new experience. And in a way, that's the whole, driving force for these workshops. I can meditate myself, but at some point, sharing that, and especially not just like what it has done for me. I have seen folks throughout my lifetime who have achieved a very uncommon state of, for lack of a better word, love, life, and love, light, and peace was one way I would describe, but there are multiple other ways. And just, I think, not getting too emotional, not getting too caught up in things, and keeping almost like an even keel approach while you go through the ups and downs and twists of life. So one that you can achieve that was demonstrated to me by some of the folks who have followed this practice. And second, I find it very, very uncommon, because you know, and Shivangi and I have been discussing this, why some people who have been practicing for years and years don't get to that state, whilst, you know, a select few do. What's the reason for that? And that's a very interesting, you know, almost like a fact. So, yeah. So Amreen, where are you? And Salim, where have you joined from?
Hi, everybody. Yes,
Hello.
Salim here. I'm actually here in Quebec, Canada. I was trying just to look for a group online that shares the same interests as me, as meditation and yoga, and I found this one. It's the first time that I'm here. So it was beautiful indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. You know, the link remains the same. Saturdays, 10 a.m. Typically, we, you know, just have these workshops, sometimes in person, sometimes I think there will be some additional things like the online course and more YouTube videos on the way, just to explain what the process is, what the method is, and what are the nuances and what are the challenges and so on and so forth. Yeah, glad you're here. You know, join anytime. Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern also, so Quebec, it should be okay. Whenever you find it. Wow. Yeah. Samreen has joined from India. Where in India? India is a big place. Psychology, Karnataka. Awesome. Yeah, so I think, I don't know where you are in Karnataka, but next week, 6 p.m. In Bangalore, we are having a session in person. You know, so we can send out the details. All right. So Arvindji, what's the good word for today?
Namaskar, Bhaiya. Happy to join. As always, happy Saturday, everybody. Really, it was blissful and nice. You know, the selfless blessings and grace that you bring to us from Guru Maharaj, we are fortunate to receive that. And I just had one thought that, you know, just like the light bulb, you know, needs to be connected to lighten up, you know, our inner souls that are sleeping. Once you connect, and thank you for trying and, you know, helping us connect. You know, we're fortunate to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, a candle that is lighted can light up many, many, many candles. So yeah, that works. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. So just quick repeats. And next weekend, there is a Bangalore session, which will be live, and then we'll have the regular session at this time. Links remain the same, 10 a.m. and Saturdays Eastern and 7 p.m. Tuesdays. So Luz, I think make a note of this. So July 1st, in person, same auditorium in Vienna Community Center. So 10 a.m. we're going to have a satsang for next generation, but the idea is younger people can join, but everybody else, you know, supports that process. So,
I will not fail to be there.
No, we'll look forward to that.
Putting it in my calendar.
Yeah, and actually the timing is such that the Guru Purnima, which is Guru, so full moon day dedicated to the Guru, So Guru Purnima sessions will be there, the traditional sessions. So the first one I have made all English. So that's, and then International Yoga Day. It's a working day, Wednesday, but 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll have another one, inner yoga session. So we'll look forward to seeing you all. Have a great week ahead. And Warren, welcome back. I am just feeling so glad to see you here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll definitely try to return as many times as I can. I'm still,
Absolutely.
going through a few things, but present. Thank you.
Makes sense. Awesome. Take care, everyone. See you soon.
Yeah. All right.
Namaste, Bhaiya ji.
Namaskar. Namaskar, everyone.
Thank you so much.